A dozen daisies for Raizy. A shavous story. Raizy peeked into a bucket of roses. She breathed into the sweet smell of lilacs. She carefully stroked her waxy petal of tulip. Fresh daisies. Take home a dozen today. Bubby said, Raizy, I wish I could bring all these flowers home for Shavuos. Raizy's grandmother laughed. I wish you could too. It is so hard to choose. Yes. Just then Raizy spotted a sign. Fresh daisies. Take home a dozen today. The colorful petals with golden center look cheerful and friendly. Raizy poked around in her little plastic purse. Yes, she saved enough. Turning to the florist, she asked, May I have this, please? Smiling, the florist pulled out 12 daisies and tied them with a yellow satin bow. A dozen daisies for Raizy. Raizy paid and picked up her flowers. They're all mine, she thought. Raizy stopped for a moment. She admired her daisies blooming all over our Sinai in honor of Matan Torah. Let's go, said Bobby. She held out her hand. Together, she and Raizy stepped out of the flower shop. Oh, look, said Raizy. There is Naomi. She's a new girl in my class. And that must be her mother. Hi, Naomi, Raizy called. But the new girl just stared down at her shoes. What's wrong, Naomi? You look sad, Naomi sighed. In my old neighborhood, my father used to invite all my friends to a big kiddush at our house after they learned Torah together all night long. I would prepare different kinds of cheesecakes with my mother, and my friends will come over to help. Since we're new in town, we don't know many people. Shavuos won't be the same this year. My father makes a big kiddush too, said Raizy. Everyone is hungry after staying up all night. Hey, why don't you come to help out at our kiddush this year? It will be so much fun. Naomi's mother said, We'll love to. Then she added, Are those your shavous flowers, Raizy? They are so beautiful, Raizy thought about her daisies. If they belonged to her, then they were hers to share. Raizy plucked two daisies out of her bunch and handed them to a very surprised Naomi. Thanks a lot, Raizy. Good yum tough. Now there are 10 daisies for Raizy. Together, Bobby and Ricey continue on their way. A few moments later, they met Mrs. Schwartz, who was carrying a bag of groceries. Ricey noticed a box of frozen cheese blintzes sticking out of in the top. Hi, Mrs. Schwartz, said Ricey. I see you're going to eat blintzes for shavous. Oh, yes, said the elderly lady. I usually I make my own, but this year my grandchildren are going to spend shavous with their other grandmother. Mm. So I bought this little box of blinches just for me, she sighed. Ricey looked at Bobby, who nodded and smiled. Well, said Ricey, my mother is looking for some shavous guests. Will you come and eat blinches at our house? Why aren't you sweet? Said Mrs. Schwartz. I think I will. It is half as big as it started out, but is twice as beautiful. Then Bobby smiled at Jacob and said, I have a secret to tell you. This might look like a bouquet of flowers, but it's really your sister's bouquet of mitzvot. Ricey didn't know what to answer. She loved her bouquet, even if it was just a bit smaller. She thought about where her daisies might be right now. He looked at the vase in surprise. 6 flowers? That's all you bought? Ricey placed her 6 daisies in a little glass vase with some. Just then her brother Jacob strolled into the kitchen. As soon as Renzi and Bobby came home, Ricey ran into the kitchen to show her mother the flowers. Emma, look at these daisies. Aren't they beautiful? And they guess what? A new girl in my class is coming to help out our kiddush. Mrs. Schwartz is eating lunches with us tomorrow, and Mrs. Mizrahi wants me to watch the twins with her. How exciting, Renzi! Now let's put your flowers in some water so they'll stay fresh. Choose 2 of the prettiest daisies and hand them to every grateful Mrs. Mizrahi. Asked Rancy. Chag Sameach. Now there is 6 daisies for Rancy. I know my mother will let me help you, said Rancy. I love taking care of babies. If I hold one, would you hold the other? We can all hear the irises asserted Dibroth. You will do that for me? said Mrs. Mizrahi. Raizy, you are a wonderful neighbor. Hashem getting bigger every day, said their mother. Now that the twins are walking, it's much harder to watch both at once. I don't know how I'm going to manage to hear Deseret Dibrot on Shavuot. They were almost home when someone called out, "Hello, Mrs. Raizy." "Hello, Raizy. What a lovely flowers." Raizy looked up to see her neighbor, Miss Mizrahi, seated on the front porch. She held two smiling babies in her laps. Raizy lifted her flowers so that babies could see them better. "How are you, Ruti and Boaz?" she asked. Raizy remembered her flowers. She pulled two daisies out the bouquet and handed them to a very happy Mrs. Schwartz. "Here, you, Raizy." A good and jumped off. Now there were 8 daisies for Raizy.